Now we've talked about using the app in the run app setting, which kind of creates its own standalone website for you, or using it in Explore, which is very similar. We've talked about embedding it into a site. The last thing that you can do is you can actually access it as an API. So imagine you have a software application, you've created an agent for it, or you've created a workflow, and you need to activate it from that software. What's very cool is similar to how we've used APIs to connect this platform to other things, this platform itself can become its own API that can be used to receive connections from other applications, which is very cool when you think about it. So you can have other agents or other systems or the software connect to this agent, in this case, to answer questions about a drone manual knowledge base. So let's go through an example. First, the API configuration, again, is one of its strengths. It's very easy to access. If you click Access API Reference, you basically get everything you need to know in order to actually use this API, okay? So what we can do over here is you get the base URL and you get the authentication. So let's go ahead and copy the base URL, all right? Let's go to Postman. If you don't have Postman, by the way, it's a great way to test APIs. It's basically a client that helps you test different APIs. Now, we're using Postman to access the API, but you can also use your own software to access the API if you prefer instead. You can use your own website. You can use your own protocol, whatever you want. In our case, we're going to use Postman because it's free, it's easy. You don't even need to create an account to use it. All right, so we will put in our website here. Perfect. Okay, cool. We've done that. Now what we're going to do is we need the authorization header. So we'll need to add in a header called authorization. So let's do that. We'll go over here. That's how it authenticates that we're the one basically using it. So let me see over here. Let's just go to headers. We'll go over here to authorization. Okay, and then we'll paste it here. We actually need the key. So we'll need bearer and API key. Okay, so we know we need to use the word bearer. For the API key, you can find it over here. API server, API key, create new secret key, copy this key, click OK. There we go. We'll take it back here and we'll put it in here. That is our special API key. Whoever has this API key can access your application. So make sure you kind of restrict it and like safeguard it basically. All right. Now to make sure that this works, let's go ahead and get application meta. Okay. So this is a call that we can make that simply just gets information about this application to make sure that this works. So it's the base URL, then we need to add meta to it. So let's go over here and add meta to it. And then we click send. Okay. So we got tool icon, Slack, how work. Okay, perfect. That's working. It's able to connect. If we weren't able to connect, for example, if we had a bad authorization header, let me just delete this, then it would not work. It would say access token is invalid. Okay, so we know we can connect successfully, which is very good. Now let's go ahead and actually send a chat message and see what the response looks like. All right, so this is a post request to chat messages. So let me do that first. So I'll put over here to chat messages, and it's going to be a post. All right, let's see. Now we need a few things in the request body. We need query, we need inputs, we need the response mode. We need the user, conversation ID, files, and so on and so forth, okay? So let me see if, I don't think all of these are required. It doesn't say which ones are required, which ones are not required. Okay, that's fine. Let's just copy all of this, and then we'll see which ones we need and which ones we don't need. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. We'll copy this. We'll put it over here. We'll go to body, raw, and we'll paste it over here. Okay, perfect. So now let's change this query from what are the specs of the iPhone Pro Max to a query that we know works. We'll say, how high can I fly this drone? All right. And we also won't include any files. Okay, let's click send and see what happens. Do not attempt to load JSON data because request content was not, okay. So it looks like one of the headers that we need to add is content type application JSON. So let's do that. We'll go over here to headers. We'll go over here to content type. And we'll say over here, application /JSON. Okay, let's click send again. This will be streaming, so we should get lots of responses back. Okay, perfect. So these are all the responses. So the connection opened up and we got a lot of responses back because it basically is streaming us the answer. It's not giving us one full answer at the very end. It's streaming us the answer, which is why you see all of these different events that happen. Let's look at the last event to see if we have a summary here. Do we have a summary here? I think we do. I think we should. Prompt. No. Okay, let me see. This is just metadata, I guess. Retriever resources, dataset ID. Nope. Okay, let's look at the last. Let's look at this one here instead. Agent thought. Okay, perfect. You can fly this drone up to a maximum altitude of 60 feet, 20 meters to avoid potential conflicts of interest with manned aircraft. Okay, there we go. And now we can see if we go to a random response, if we go to this one, for example, we'll see only partially here, right? So we only see the partial stream. If we see over here, this says 20. So the idea is whenever your application is using any sort of streaming response, you need to take all of these requests and combine them together. Because here, the agent thought, this is an agent thought. So let's go to agent message. The answer is nothing. So that's blank. Let's go to this agent message, you, because that's the first word, you can fly the drone up to a maximum altitude, and so on and so forth. So whenever you use the API, you need to make sure that you are able to handle these streaming responses, because technically that's how this works too, right? Like if I go open up a new chat and say, how high should I fly my drone? I don't just get one answer at the very end. I get the answer in pieces, which is called streaming, which is a much better user experience as well, to be honest. It's so fast that you don't notice it, but if you slow down the video, you'll actually see it does it word by word, similar to how we're actually getting this input. But this is a big advantage of using this platform. It actually is, because now you can do so much with contents. You can basically just connect your own API into this agent. And again, really the big benefit here is this platform gives you unlimited ways to interact with the agent. If you want to be lazy and don't want to do anything, you just want to share some of the link, you can do that. If you want to embed this in your website, you can do that. If you want a whole developer experience and access the API, then you can also do that as well. So it gives you kind of maximum flexibility, which is really nice.